It's just Bruce. He don't bite. Hello.
Star Wars, da da da, Star Wars, da da da, Star Wars, da da da, Wars, dun 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 dun.
Hey guys, welcome back. If you saw the title, you know what I'm going to talk about tonight. I have a serious discussion with you about Star Wars. Now, anybody who's been following my channels knows that I love Star Wars toys. They bring back my memories from my childhood. I like to collect them. I like to restore them. You know, I got plenty of stuff on my eBay channel, Jenner Custom Toys. Yes, I'm sorry I'm smoking, but I am being serious tonight. And we're adults, so, you know, it's not like you have to smoke it, or not like you have to inhale it at your house. Sorry, I'll put it out and I'll continue. But I'm leaving it in because I'm still talking. So a lot of people have asked me, hey, Bruce, you know, you've been doing the Star Wars thing for quite a long time. You know, you have all these toys and so people have been asking me, it's like, well, what's your feelings on the new series, The Acolyte, and the other things that have come out? And, you know, why aren't you doing Star Wars videos anymore? Yeah, I will still do Star Wars videos. I took a break, and one of my other interests happens to be Fallout 4. And I'm playing the hell out of it right now. Not just because of this series. I've been doing this for about 10 years. And my wife even knows that every once in a while I take a break, I start a new game, and it's an outlet for me. Just to let stress go away, I'll play Fallout 4. I've been doing it for 10 years. I probably know just as much about Fallout 4 as I know about Star Wars, which is quite a lot. We're like, well, you never talk about the movies. You never talk about the series. Or what do you think about the Boba Fett thing? What do you think about this, that, and the other? And I'm like, I don't like the videos because people get on there and they talk about Star Wars and they want to climb up its ass with a magnifying glass or a microscope and just tear it apart. I'm not one to tear things apart. I love Star Wars. It's a part of my childhood. It's a big part of my childhood. But due to popular demand from people in my Facebook group and other friends and people on my YouTube channel, I'm going to tell you exactly how I feel about the Star Wars movies and right down to the TV shows that we've been getting for the past couple years. I'm going to try to make it quick. Like I said, I'm not going to climb up its butt with a microscope. I'm just going to tell you how I feel about it, and that's that. It's my opinion. We're all entitled to our opinion. I'm not trying to rip anybody apart. I'm not trying to have an argument. I'm not trying to start a fight with any other YouTuber. This is just what I think, and I've been keeping it to myself for a long time because I don't want to fight with anybody, because I believe your opinion's your opinion. But this is what I think about Star Wars from the beginning to now, 2024. May 25th, 1977. That's when the very first Star Wars entered the universe. And my parents took me. It was a birthday present. My birthday is actually May 13th. But for my birthday, that's what I want. I said I want to go see Star Wars because I saw the previews on TV and it just really looked good. So for a belated birthday, they took me to see Star Wars at a place called Greengate Mall here over in Greensburg, Pennsylvania, which is the next town over from where I live now. And I loved it. The first time I saw it, I loved it. So did a lot of people. It was just Star Wars. It wasn't A New Hope, nothing like that. It was just Star Wars. And my sister took me to see it a second time, and I was thrilled to see that. The thing is, back then, we couldn't get it on demand. We couldn't get a VHS tape. We couldn't get a Betamax tape, any of that. We had to wait and wait and wait till it finally appeared on TV, which took forever. It also took forever to get the toys, and toys is what I love. I said it before. You see my restorations. You see what I do. I love the toys. I love the movie Star Wars, and once we got the toys, we'd sit there and play for hours and hours and hours recreating this movie that we couldn't just get on demand. That's the best memory I have from Star Wars. Yes, I love the movie. It's a huge part of my childhood. And then Empire Strikes Back came out next. That was the second movie. And wow, Empire Strikes Back, out of all of them, I'll say it right now, out of all the movies, Empire Strikes Back, in my opinion, is the best movie they ever made for the whole thing. Like right up till now. It's just It's just the best movie. That's my opinion. And then Return of the Jedi come out. That was good too. It was a little bit different. It was, like changing things, but Empire Strikes Back, I'm sorry. When you found out Darth Vader was Luke's father, oh, did I make a spoiler from somebody? Return of the Jedi come out and everything, and, it was just great. It was a great part. It was a great time to be a kid. It was a great time to be a kid. Sure, we couldn't get them on demand. We had to wait till they got aired on HBO or however you got to see it afterwards. But that was my childhood. Star Wars, Empire Strikes Back, and Return of the Jedi. Not the episode 4, A New Hope. No, we didn't call it that. And that's fine that everybody's calling it that now because of the 2 more trilogies that follow. I don't have a problem with that. I don't even have a problem with them that they did they redid them and put more special effects in there. I don't have a problem with that either. If that's what George Lucas wanted to do with his movie, hey, that's fine. It didn't ruin the plot, didn't ruin the story, didn't ruin the memories, and it was nice to watch it again. So that's how I feel about the first trilogy. I'm cool with it. Loved it. In my opinion, also, when it comes to toys, The Empire Strikes... I almost said The Empire Strikes Out. I'm tired. It's been a long day. The Empire Strikes Back line of toys, that's whenever they started really paying attention, and they gave us some of the best ships, play sets, you name it. It was out of the Empire Strikes Back series. They were a little leery to make the good toys for the very first movie. They were very leery. They made a lot of figures, but it took them a long time to make them too. And if you know the stories about the early birth certificate special thing and further on, we didn't have a lot of Star Wars toys to play with. But once Empire Strikes Back hit, we had the best toys to play with. And it's still, once again, Empire Strikes Back is my favorite, for not just because it was a good movie, but because of the toys. Return of the Jedi came out, and I have all the Return of the Jedi figures and stuff like that. But to be honest with you, they're not bad. They're just not my favorite. They're just not my favorite. And Empire Strikes Back was the best era for me as a Gen X kid growing up, being between 9 years old and 12 years old. Yeah, it's just the best toys. It was one of the best parts of my life. It's the toys we had to play with from them. Now, moving on, we have the next trilogy, which started in 1999. And the first one was The Phantom Menace, of course. Now, my daughters, I had kids by then. My oldest was born in 95. My youngest was born in 94. They were just little kids back then. But I took them to see Phantom Menace because, me, as a Star Wars guy, I was really happy to bring my kids through this. And they had seen, by then, they had seen the first 3 Star Wars movies, too. They went to see Phantom Menace, and to my, I wasn't really surprised, but they really liked it. So, and that was, I think, May 19th. Yeah, May 19th, because it was right near my birthday. May 19th, we went to see it, and we saw it about 3 or 4 times. And they loved it. They enjoyed it because they had seen the 3 first movies. And that Halloween, actually, they wanted to dress up as Star Wars characters and go around trick-or-treating. And I was ecstatic. I was beside myself because at that time, I had made myself a really nice Darth Vader costume. So I dressed up as Darth Vader, and my 2 daughters dressed up as Queen Amidala. And my oldest daughter wanted to be Princess Leia because she knew that Princess Leia was Darth Vader's daughter. Another spoiler, but if you don't know this by now, I'm sorry, I can't help you. And that was a great year. And that was a great part of their childhood, which we talked about it the other day. And they said, yeah, they remember that and they loved it. Just spending time with Dad. They weren't really into toys and stuff back then, Star Wars toys. They're girls. I get it. But they do remember the Halloween, and it's a good memory that's in their brain, just like what happened with me watching the Star Wars movie in my brain when I was a little kid. A little younger than I was whenever I experienced it, but that's why I like the second trilogy. The second trilogy is a prequel, you know that. And then, of course, Attack of the Clones came out and Revenge of the Sith, and I took them both to see that. But they were more into the first one of the second trilogy, which the Phantom Menace. They were more into that than anything else, and I get it because that was a good Halloween and everything like that. And then I forgot about the holiday special, which I don't think there's a Star Wars fan alive that actually likes that. But it was funny. And then you find out later on that they were all stoned out of their mind while they were doing it. It's funny. So, yeah, so you got the second trilogy. And then other stuff started coming out. I need a break.
Mr. Bruce is being weird again. All right, then.
So Revenge of the Sith came out. That was the last of the prequels of the second trilogy. This is actually hard to keep straight. And then The Force Awakens came out in, I think, 2015. That's a guess. 2015? I think it's 2015. And we were all excited for that, too. We were very excited for that. I mean, and me being a Gen X person with my first 3 movies that I grew up with, and they're going along the timeline, I knew some of the characters were going to have to go away. I mean, let's face it. We had Carrie Fisher. We had all. I don't even. I'm being long-winded. But we knew when The Force Awakens came out, some stuff was going to happen, and it did. That whole trilogy stuff happened. But before we got The Last Jedi, we got Rogue One, which was a prequel showing how Princess Leia got the plans for the Death Star. And I was cool with that, too. I liked it. I actually really like what they did with it. I don't have any complaints with The Force Awakens either. It was a nice rebreather. I'm pretty sure it was 2015. And then Rogue One came out, and then after Rogue One, then The Last Jedi came out, and I like that too as far as a movie goes. It started, in my opinion, it started getting away from the Star Wars theme with The Last Jedi. And that's okay. That's okay because, how many years have passed since 1977 to 2018? I get confused in these years, and I don't use a cheat sheet or a script, so yeah, my stuff isn't 8th grade book reports. I did like Last Jedi, but I understood what they were trying to do. And then after Last Jedi, before we got The Rise of Skywalker, we got Solo. And a lot of people hated Solo, the movie. I liked it. I did. It kind of gave us a back history of Solo. I liked the guy that played Lando Calrissian. I like to see where the Millennium Falcon came from. I liked it. A lot of people argue with me about that. Well, it's not an argument. I either liked it or I didn't like it. And then, of course, Rise of Skywalker came out, and a lot of people were going blah, about Rise of Skywalker. A lot of people hated it. I, once again, liked it. I realized shit has to evolve. Shit has to change. It's a different generation. They call it the woke generation or whatever. It didn't bother me. It had a good plot. It was just a good movie. Is it getting away from the Star Wars I know? Sure it is. But that's to be expected. And I'm not going to climb up its ass with a microscope and cry about canon and stuff like that. I'm just going to watch the movie. I'm either going to like it or I'm not going to like it. I liked it. Now we get into the TV series, which you're not going to like what I had to say about these. But here we go. We're going to do it anyway.
Reckon they gonna let Mr. Bruce play with sharp objects now.
Now, there's so many of these, I don't know how to address them like in any order. So I'll try to do it in chronological order, which if you're probably wondering what I think about The Acolyte. I'm not going to lie. I hate it. I don't like it in any way, shape, or form. I don't want to watch a bunch of ninjas. I want to watch Jedis fighting with, my opinion, I want to watch Jedis fighting with lightsabers, not jumping around like idiots. It's just, I don't like it. Another YouTuber put it best when he said it's like watching the old David Carradine Kung Fu. It's not the Star Wars that I know. Now, am I putting it down? Yes, I am putting it down. But I also understand that generations younger than me are enjoying it. So you know what? Go ahead and enjoy it. All I'm saying is it's not for me. I feel lately because of this series specifically that Star Wars is over for me. So you know what? I will take my Blu-rays and I'll put them on my projector in my toy room and I'll sit there and watch them and enjoy them like an old person should. It's what we do. And moving on, I mean, there was the Clone Wars. I kind of like the Clone Wars. I'm not much into animation, but I did watch a lot of the Clone Wars. And nothing bad to say about the Clone Wars. It was entertaining. Bad Batch. Bad Batch was right after Revenge of the Sith. Right after Revenge of the Sith and before the Solo movie, in a timeline order. Not a fan. I'm sorry, guys. Not a fan. I just didn't like it. It in my mind, it just didn't fit in what. Get mad at me. I don't care. And then the Solo movie came in. Obi-Wan Kenobi. Look, I just didn't like it. And in a timeline order, Star Wars Rebels. It was all right. My kids watched that during the 90s. I think it was the 90s. Andor, more recent. Came out recently, but it was basically right after Star Wars Rebels, before Rogue One. Not a fan. What was after that? So 2019 comes along, and they advertise on Disney The Mandalorian, and it looked really, really interesting. It really did. I'm like, oh, and of course the preview you saw, a lot of us thought it was Boba Fett, which it ended up not being Boba Fett. It ended up being The Mandalorian, and with little baby Yoda, little Grogu. And I stutter once in a while and I mess up my words, so get over it before you blow me up in the comments. I'm like, okay, so I started watching it, and honestly, I didn't like it at first. I watched 2 episodes, and then I started getting into it. And I really liked the first season of Mandalorian. So did a lot of people. Second season, same thing. I have no problem with The Mandalorian. I really like the series. I like what they did with it. That was a nice crossover. And not just because you saw certain things in the background that remind you of the old Star Wars, but it was a good plot. It was just a good story. It was a good show. And I used to watch it on the I still watch all my stuff on my big screen in there. And it was almost like going to a movie theater. So I really, really liked The Mandalorian. So I had nothing bad to say about The Mandalorian. A few people, people would climb up its butt with a microscope and bitch about it. No, I have nothing to bitch about that. And yeah. And after The Mandalorian, I think that's when Boba Fett come out. Which once I saw Boba Fett was advertised, I'm like, oh, I gotta watch this. You know what? I wasn't really disappointed with Boba Fett. I'm sorry the actor died. I loved the first season, second season, but I get why. I get why. And that's enough said about that. Then in 2023, Ahsoka come out. So I'm kind of looking forward to watching it because I thought she was a good character. Disappointed again. I couldn't get into it. I just couldn't get into it. I don't know why. Like I said, I'm not going to nitpick. Nothing to do with canon. I just didn't like it. Just didn't like it. That makes me think of Star Wars Resistance. It was an animated series, I think, of 2018, because it was before Ahsoka. I'm not a big fan of animated stuff. Not really. I mean, Clone Wars was okay, but that's pretty much the only one I like. So I don't know if I didn't like it because it's animated, or I really don't know why I didn't like that, but I didn't like it. Now, there were 1 or 2 that I didn't mention that have been on the air in the past, TV series like Droids. I never got the opportunity to watch Droids. I might take a chance and watch them if I could find them somewhere. I just never got a chance to watch it. And that was The Adventures of R2-D2 and C-3PO cartoon animated. Haven't seen it, so I can't really give an opinion how I feel about it. And a few other little things that came out. Like I know Lego did a holiday special. The original holiday special was just comical to me. And I still watch it every year around Christmas time just for tradition. But it's very comical. But, yeah. In closing, let's do the outro. All right, I feel like Jerry Springer now, like my final thoughts. My final thoughts is I haven't outgrown Star Wars. Star Wars has outgrown me. And there's nothing wrong with that. The new generations have come. They're making it their own. I don't care about Disney. I don't care about Kathleen Kennedy. I don't care about the drama and all the YouTubers that post all the crazy stuff. I don't even care to climb up its butt with a magnifying glass and care if it's canon or not. When I watch anything Star Wars, I watch it and I wonder, is it entertaining? Am I enjoying it? That's where I'm at right now. And I don't like the newer things. So guess what? I'm just not going to watch the newer things. I will stick with watching the movies I own and with my Star Wars toys that I hold very close to my heart. They bring me back to a better time. I'm never going to get that time back, and I know that. It's not going to happen again for me. Yeah, I enjoy all the Star Wars movies in my own way. I don't understand why people have to just tear it apart. I guess a lot of these YouTubers are doing it just for views. I'm not doing this video for a view. I'm doing this. Well, sure, I want you to watch. In fact, like and subscribe. That would be awesome. And share the video. I love movies, any kind of movie. Except for those chick flicks. I'm not really crazy about chick flicks. But any kind of movie, I just take it at face value. I don't care if it doesn't match the one before it. If it's a sequel, oh, well, this, that, and the other, this is different. Oh, Jason had his head cut off. Why is he still alive? Oh, that's not right. That's not what happened. I'm not that guy. I just watch a movie. I enjoy it. And I move on. That's just how I feel. You don't have to agree with me. It's not up for debate or argument. It's just how I feel. I'd like to know how you feel, though, so leave an intelligent comment down below, and we can discuss it. Any nasty comments, as usual, will be deleted because I'm just too old to deal with that shit. Other than that, hey, enjoy your Star Wars your way, and I'll enjoy Star Wars my way, and we'll all be good. It's all good. Good night, everybody. Bye.
It's just Bruce. He don't bite. Hello.